Howdy, everyone. So Bungie just dropped a new article, and I wanted to read it. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to read the new article. It has to do with solo ops. So, what are solo ops? The too long didn't read. Solo ops are a 10-minute mission that can be completed by single players or fire teams. There are low commitment options for players that still allow you to use challenge customization to make progress towards better gear. They're built for their experience to stay fresh across repeated plays. The problem is, over the past few years, we've built a promise that Destiny can be played together with other Guardians and enjoy the game together. We've built a lot of new match-made activities, from battlegrounds to onslaughts, and rolled out features like Fireteam Finder to make it easier to play ever to group up with other players. And we've watched the community come together like never before, and that is great. But sometimes you just want to hop in and play for 10 or 20 minutes, make it feel like it's worth playing your time. Right now, your only options for doing so is direct competition with other players, Crucible or Gambit, or you feel like you have to race to finish your own fire team members, strikes, and battlegrounds. Activities best suited for solo players are time consuming. Story missions can take half an hour or more to complete. Lost sectors require you to go into a destination to play them, and jumping into multiplayer activities as a solo player, for example, a soloing a dungeon, can be stressful and take even more time than the activity would with a fire team. We've identified a gap in our offerings: short activities that lone players can take at their own pace. Generally, I'd agree with that. I don't really see what the problem with the lost sectors is, but there definitely is different skill levels, so a lost sector can take a long time. I know some people do struggle with even doing it within 10 minutes because they're not used to doing content that has champions and having to deal with champions all by themselves. Like, they have to change their entire loadout just to be able to deal with that sort of content. And not everyone wants to just do a lost sector because some people just don't care about rules on their exotics, or they don't care about whirlpool weapons. The solution: solo ops are activities that are aimed at short play times and manageable for solo players. They can be launched from the portal and have a target base playtime of 10 minutes. Each solo ops activity emphasizes the fun of Destiny's combat, action, and gameplay, presenting players with a straightforward objective that focus on gunplay. Solo ops missions aren't intended to be intense tests of build crafting prowess or thumb skill. Instead, we want them to focus on the joy of playing Destiny's action sandbox in a way that is easy to jump in and play in just a few minutes. Solo ops will support scoring and challenge customization like many of our other activities. As such, they allow players to make incremental progress towards better and more powerful gear, and support customizing the difficulty of an activity with a wider variety of modifiers. You will still want to play well in solo activities. Your scores will contribute to your quality of your loot, but we are trying to construct these missions so that getting a good score is a matter of moving, shooting, and looting rather than determine what your loadout and what your build you're bringing into them. Mission variability. The goal of solo ops is to create activities with higher variability between plays. Since you'll be playing these missions as a way of making progress towards better gear, we want to make sure that they stay fresh longer and are making them less predictable in the content that you see. For example, at this time, we're aiming for each mission to come with a variation of at least 2 combatant factions, each with one unique objective associated with them. Solo op missions will sometimes come with optional goals that present themselves once you're in the activity, like the presence of a treasure goblin or passageways to a secret room opening which would normally be closed. That's interesting. That is actually really cool. We've also scattered random treasure chests throughout the activity, and finding them will get you a bonus to your final score. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. One piece of activity tech that we've been working on to build for these missions is a dynamic enemy spawning system. These systems run behind the scenes, monitoring how well you're doing and how long you've been in combat, how close you're getting to your objective, and how the spawn squads of enemies with the system determines that you'll be challenged. Unlike our other activities where enemies choose cadence and locations that are often very scripted, solo op missions will spawn enemies at unpredictable times from places where you may not expect them to be. I really like that. This and the main system are things that I've really been enjoying. I can't say I've been enjoying this because this isn't out yet, but I do like randomness, and that is good for longevity. If like just randomly a brig spawns in right in front of me and it's preventing me from moving forward and I have to take it out so I can move forward, I think that'd be pretty cool. Obviously, some are going to be more annoying than the others. Like when Cabal spawn in, I find it very annoying because they tend to kill you with their drop pods. However, that's a completely different issue. But I do enjoy the randomness, and I hope that there is more of this. I'm really excited to see combatants with more than one Bane. They talk about that. I think in Heresy we'll be able to see that. As of right now, they only have one Bane, and I do enjoy it, but I can't wait to see some that have like a unique combination, like Shock and Umbral Drain. I can't wait to see that. Visiting exciting locations. Since solo ops are part of the core game and is free to everyone, we want to take advantage of the fact that across the game, there are many locations that are either not used in free content or underused despite being a fun place to play. While the beautiful and exciting play spaces host only a single story mission, and players have no reason to go to those places beyond that mission. Some, like, I don't even know what they're talking about, is currently underused, and they are awesome, unique and Destiny spaces, and we think solo ops are a great venue to going back and visiting these places that may have not gotten as much attention as their craftsmanship deserves. Solo op missions will take you into these spaces you might have visited before, with new objectives and dynamic spawning systems to help make the experience feel fresh and familiar. For players, solo op missions might be the first time you go to these locations, and we think everyone should have a chance to experience these iconic spaces. Overall, we hope that the solo ops missions will be good activities for those who have only a short amount of time, prefer to play by themselves, or are looking for a low-intensity way to revel in Destiny's gameplay sandbox, as well as the combination of the three. Frequently asked questions. Can you play them solo, or can they be played in a fire team? Solo activities will accommodate up to 3-player fire teams because we never want to tell you that you can't play with your friends. We're working on a system to automatically scale the difficulty of these encounters based off your fire team. However, if you want to play with other people, fire team ops, I'm going to offer a more efficient path to getting better gear. Will solo ops support matchmaking? No. If you want to play with other people, fire team ops will be the way to go. That's good. Will solo ops include champions, Bane, and specific modifier? We haven't locked down on a specific set of modifiers that we're going to support in solo ops. We can't just use the same modifier, say as strikes, because we're aiming at a tight experience that solo players can enjoy. We want to make sure that the modifiers we allow do not push missions away from that experience. We do plan to support Banes. That's good, as we think they offer an exciting way to increase the variety of experiences you can have across multiple plays. All right, yeah, I think this is all cool. I mean, this is just good. There's nothing bad about this. They're creating a playlist for, let's say, myself, because I don't always play with other people. However, I want to do activities and I want to just play the game, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to like LFG to do a dungeon. I want LFG to do a raid. I don't want to sit in this playlist and sit here for hours and basically get nothing. But now they're making a playlist for someone like me and probably someone like you who are watching. So these are all really cool things. I can't wait to see solo ops fully fleshed out, especially with Banes. I really like Banes. I don't know, I probably mentioned it twice already, but I think Banes are pretty cool. And now that they're going to be missions that are completely random, excited to see that as well. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Peace.